So, how are you with following through your promises, following through what you said you were going to do? So, 2023 for me, is the intention of really actually doing what I said I was going to do. This was something that I was already doing, but this year there's tons going on this year for me. And this was really something that I wanted to attack in a very, very powerful way. And so, what is it like for you? How is your follow through, right? And this is one of the things that is extremely crucial if we want to build up belief and trust in ourselves, right? Because if you think about it this way, when we don't keep our promises, are we more likely to keep them in the future? And, that part of us that really wanted us to adhere to those promises and give whatever it is that we needed, trusted us to do it, right? And if we don't do it, then that really just starts this internal conflict within us. We all have that one friend, right? We all have that one friend who's like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna do this and that and this and that, but they don't end up doing it. So what happens, right? We start not trusting them. And this is how we break trust in ourselves, but at the same time, following through what we said we were going to do is something that also really enhances and improves our trust in ourselves, because when we can keep promises to ourselves, we can keep promises to our clients, to the relationships we have, right? And this is one of the best ways to which we can actually put ourselves first, right? And so today, of course, I'm celebrating 31 days of daily yoga, like literally daily, pretty much inside the studio for a majority of it. There was maybe one or two where I practiced at home because of, snow, didn't want to drive, but still the yoga got done. And in November, I was already doing it around 3 to 5 times per week and have had tremendous difference in how my mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health has been in the past like month or two. Like the transformation is completely incredible. It's astounding, just not just from like a physical aspect. Of course, the strength is there, the flexibility is there, the body awareness also has been incredible, and the trust in myself and my ability to do it has also been incredible. The way we do one thing is the way we do everything, right? So yoga was something that intuitively just hit for me, where I was like, let's kill two birds in one stone, girl. Like, let us do the movement stuff. Let us get all the flexibility and the spiritual aspect done. And how about at the same time, let's build up the trust in ourselves. And so this was the like really the best investment I have had for myself, because being able to trust myself in doing the poses, right? Or trusting myself to stretch a little bit more, trusting myself to hold that plank for a longer time, trusting myself to hold that chaturanga, like low plank push-up for longer, as well, has been such an incredible experience to really witness, right? To really witness how we are definitely stronger than we think we are. We are more powerful than we think we are. We just need that extra trust in ourselves, and this comes from keeping our own promises, right? And also another thing to celebrate, just because we're on the celebration train, something that I told myself last week was that I was going to go live every day here for 7 days, and this is day number 7. So getting to celebrate that too, because keeping myself accountable in public is is of course a great thing, right? There's no more excuses here, because you get to see whether or not I actually I actually follow through with it, and it feels freaking amazing to accomplish it, right? And sharing this with you to also inspire you, right? This is not about checking the boxes. It really just is, this is an internal process, because if you can tell yourself that you're going to do something even though there's a gazillion excuses that are going on with your minds, and you're doing it anyway because you know that it's going to be good for you, you know that the payoff long term is going to be great. Isn't that an amazing thing to have? Doesn't that make your taking action easier? Doesn't this get easier with time? Let me tell you, that first live, a little rocky. It's been a while. A while meaning like a few weeks, but either way, it's one of these things where it's that feeling of trust, of finally like feeling that deep compassion within me for myself, and for the first time in a very long time, feeling proud of myself for looking back at what I've done. It's such a different feeling, because I used to just beat myself up, right? I beat myself up because I didn't follow through on the thing that I said I was going to do. So I had a lot of self-resentment, self-frustration, right? Like anger. But now shifting that and intentionally putting myself first by doing what I said I was going to do is just a feeling that is indescribable, right? Just I feel like it feels unstoppable. It feels, it doesn't matter that the excuses are there, because there was an excuse for me to not do this today. There was an excuse the last 7 days to not go live. There was an excuse every single day before each yoga class to say, no, girl, sleep in, or no, don't do this today. Like, don't sweat today. Like, just lay down and be comfortable. There were those thoughts, but it's now been, those thoughts of playing small have now been overridden by that feeling of compassion, that feeling of trust and belief that doing this uncomfortable thing not only benefits me, but benefits whoever I interact with. And that is a great feeling, right? Keeping promises really and truly is an underrated skill to have. So what would it feel like for you if you really just kept your promises every single day? Maybe not 100%. Can you really make it 100%? Some days maybe, but it's not about being perfect, right? It's all about just getting better at keeping your own promises and continuing on, even though yesterday you only maybe did 60% of what you promised, but still taking the next day as a brand new day to get better, to improve, right? That's what life is all about, right? It's finding fulfillment and finding the wins, even though it was only a 60% yesterday, and today still striving for something better, for maybe 100. And if it's not 100, keep going, right? It is what it is. Just keep going, just allowing yourself to be okay with making mistakes and still keep going otherwise, without beating yourself up, without allowing the excuses to override and overrun what you truly want and what you truly desire. So how would that feel for you? How do you think your business will change, right? If you kept your own promises, how much shit will you be able to get done? How would your relationships change if you kept your promise to yourself to put yourself first, so that when you interact with others, you're coming from a place of wanting to be there, right? Instead of an obligation. But it would feel like for you to choose health, right? To choose sleep, to make your internal state better, so that you can be of service, not just to yourself better, but to others better. Just imagine what it would be like by April if you had just followed through on the things that you said you were going to do for the next 90 days. How much better would you feel mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, right? Wouldn't that be worth it to start that right now? And so if you are someone who is wanting to keep their promises to themselves, to build your self-trust so that you can make this year your best year yet, so that you can prove to yourself that you are more than capable and more than willing and more than deserving and worthy and good enough for all the things that you truly desire, then let's book a call so that we can work together, so that you don't have to allow your excuses to run the show, and instead you are taking control over doing the things that actually fulfill you, right? And be accountable to yourself and shift your self identity as someone who actually keeps their own promises. So opening up spots for subconscious rewiring work, and the link will be in the description below for the link to book a call. And I cannot wait to see you. Keep going, boo. Keep fulfilling your own promises to yourself, because the world needs you.